up for Zach Hunt. How you guys doing? He said, my name is Zach Hunt and I look homeless. And little fun fact about me, I'm pretty sure you guys all have like some kind of bad habit. Mine is I'm notoriously bad at reaching out to people at probably the wrong time, like during a tragedy. And I offer my condolences, which is the right thing to do. But it's usually like 6 months after the death's already occurred. So I'm like, fine, sorry. Guess don't give Dad the phone then, Mom. And the other day I was going to a comedy club and like one of the newer guys was telling me how he's having to work multiple jobs. I said, yeah, because the first time you say yes is the last time you say no. He said, damn dude, that's profound. And I was like, he's right, that is pretty fucking profound for me to say that shit. So like I sit down and I just like throw it into a conversation with another comic. He said, you should really write that down. I said, dude, there's no need. I'm definitely using that in court tomorrow. Now I'm gonna talk about presidents because I learned a lot of cool facts about them. Like I learned that when Richard Nixon resigned, when he was leaving, he gathered everybody in his cabinet together and was having an emotional speech about how he's ashamed of what happened, but don't let that incident like impact their futures, like keep believing you can do something good. But I thought it was weird that like he thought Watergate was like his worst kind of gab in that whole situation because at one point, Ted Bundy ran his campaign. Pretty sure that would be my worst. And then Ronald Reagan, like there was a rumor going around like early last year that his wife, Nancy Reagan, when she was younger, was quite the little throat goat in Hollywood. Like a little head monster. Blowing everyone that she met. Like I can't prove it, but I'm like 99% sure Gone with the Wind was inspired by one of her blowjobs. And this had to make Ronald Reagan mad, because I mean like, they're trying to sell Just Say No, and she's running around not saying no at all. Like, God damn it, Nancy, I can't sell these people if you won't do it for the dick. But they seemed like their relationship was like good all the way to the end when he couldn't remember he was married to her. Yeah, I know, Alzheimer's joke. But like, I think maybe they turned it into like a co-op thing. Like maybe he saw her skill at sucking dick as a deal-breaking deal to use in negotiations. Like, how do we know the Berlin Wall didn't go down? Because behind the scenes, he was like, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down those drawers. But to tie back to Nixon, did you guys know that he tried to run against Nixon in the Republican primary back in like 68 and lost? And then Nixon got out because of Watergate scandal, because that leaked story to the Washington Post. But I started thinking, like, maybe the Reagans were so scorned by that loss in 68, maybe they leaked that story to the Washington Post. Maybe Nancy Reagan was deep-throated. And if she was, champion her. Single-handedly the biggest dick she ever took down. And his VP, George H.W., I learned that when Reagan was shot, Hinckley, I guess George H.W. is really good friends with Hinckley's dad. Now, I'm not insinuating anything, but I would say that if you're going to go for the president, that's one hell of a shot. And then he lost his term after that, and then we got good old Clinton. Did you guys know that Clinton's original last name was Jefferson? Yeah. When he was younger, his dad died because he was drinking and driving, hit a fucking tree, went through it, and then died in 3 feet of water drowning. And then his mom remarried a man named Clinton that beat the shit out of her until he threatened him, and then like Clinton legally changed his last name because his stepbrother, he wanted to be like, yo, I'm with you. But I don't think that's why. Because if you had to have a backstory for your dad, would you rather be an abusive asshole or some guy that drowned in 3 feet of water? I'm going with the asshole. And then we got George's son, George W. And that was a shit show for 8 years. But like the one thing I do remember is like when he went to the Middle East, somebody threw 2 different pairs of shoes at him. And in the Middle East, that's a sign of disrespect. But I thought that is a beautiful metaphor for him dodging accountability for 2 terms. And then the only time I've ever voted was for Obama, that first term. And I have to live with the accountability that Obama has bombed more people than any other president. Especially weddings and birthdays. But if you know Obama, he throws a bomb-ass party. And I'm not going to talk about the last 2 presidents because that's equally a fucking shit show. The whole candidacy has been a joke. But I will end with this. Did you guys have a pretty good New Year? Yeah. I was high as shit on mushrooms. Like, they're way fucking stronger than they were in '06. But like, 3 years ago, I probably had the worst New Year's of my life. See, my girlfriend at the jail, oh, there we go. She was in jail. But for something I'm pretty sure you guys have all experienced too. Domestic abuse and meth possession charges. Just fucking normal relationship shit. And so like, I get an Uber to pick me up from the party because I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. And it's the nicest guy. He takes me to the gas station so I can get some papers to roll some weed, so I'm not thinking about, my girlfriend's doing Orange is the New Black. And so like, as I get in the car, he's like, you can sit in the front. I'm like, that's cool, man. I pay for the back. I'm gonna use that one. And so as we're driving, he's like, I'm working 2 jobs. I got all this money. I really wish I had a lady I could spend it on. I said, dude, it is your lucky day. My girlfriend is in jail, and all these girls need commissary money. We can make that dream come true. He said, or a guy. That's about how quiet it was till we got to my house. And then he turned around and said, look, I'm gonna cut the shit. I will give you $1,500 if you suck my dick. One hell of a way to end the new year. But I didn't get mad, because you wake up the next day, it's a new year and a new start. And you guys, what is a better way to start a new year than with $1,500? All right, thank you guys for my time.